Austin Christensen, take one. I'm just kidding. This is the only take.
I only do one.
Austin Christensen, take one.
That's good. That's good. Okay.
Good for something I know.
Okay.
Do you want me to move this at all?
We're starting it.
We're just getting audio.
Okay.
So it's not
General. Does God exist?
Man. Oh, all right. Forgive me. We needed to address this before we start. Are these my beliefs?
It's all you.
Ah, that sucks.
What other beliefs would there be?
It doesn't have to be Mormon. What you like
Yeah, because
associate.
Mormonism
It's you.
isn't my beliefs as much as. All right. Does God exist?
Yep.
Man. All right. Give me something easier.
That's first question.
That's question one,
That's
bro.
general.
All right.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Wait, say that again, because I was.
So
talking.
I believe God
No,
exists.
start again.
I
was
believe-
talking.
It's okay.
I believe God. All right. I'm not sure if God exists in a physical form like we have, like a body, as much as he exists within everything around us.
That's good. Question 2. What is he like and... Well...
That's a logical fallacy. That's assuming that he
Okay.
thinks God
Well, then if you
exists.
don't think he exists, then we can...
No, let's address it hypothetically.
Okay, okay, cool. It says, what is he like? And if you do believe in him, then how do you know him? Do you know him?
If we're going with the he is all and everything
Mm-hmm.
perspective, he is like the wars and he's like the peace. If you see anything, if you know anything, then that's him. He exists in all things, so he is the love, he is the hate, he is the evil, he is the good. Yin and yang. I don't like
Are you
having the
like-
camera pointed at
Are you
me.
taking like the
I told you
like
you could just
Confucianism, like yin and yang, or like
The
Hinduism? Yin and yang?
harmonious balance between things, that everything happens for one another, you know, and there's no such thing as war because it's just at a level peace. You know, if you looked at, I said this to both of you probably. If you look at the bloodstream, yeah, at that level it's fighting, blah blah blah. You pull back and that's you, and it's harmonious and all that. So
So it's like interdependent relativity. That's what you're saying?
yes,
It's the interconnectedness you've talked to me about.
yeah, like dominoes, just endless dominoes going on. Everything matters, and
How can dominoes be endless?
I hate you.
Okay, question
Must be
3.
something else.
Question 3, here we go. How did the earth and all living things come into existence?
If God is an omniscient thing or figure, he has this thing that I just call metachlorians, for lack of a better word. It's an element that we do not possess, and therefore there's a lot of God that we do not comprehend. So it came about through his use of the element of metachlorians. That's all I have to say on that.
Okay. Question 4. Are human beings any different from animals?
I believe animals have a soul like we do. I believe we'll see them in heaven alongside us. Because I have a dog and I see personality within him and I see love and all that. The difference I'd say is their worth in comparison to us. I believe we have more value in the eyes of God than animals do. Because we are self-aware on a level that they have not reached.
Okay. And you kind of went on this with the last question, but do human beings have a soul or are we just physical beings?
Yeah, I believe we have a soul, and a soul is something that is made of something that we do not know. And so, for the lack of the better word, it's made of God's material, metachlorians. It's weightless, you can't see it, but it's what drives our everyday existence.
Okay. Question 6. Is there such a thing as moral absolutes?
Right and wrongs?
Yeah. When something's
Okay.
always right, something's always wrong.
Yeah. For example, murder, in any connotation, whether you're protecting someone, you're fighting for your home, a religious cause, it's wrong. And it's ironic, especially with religious wars, when you kill people because they don't confirm your beliefs.
Question 7. How do we know what is right and wrong? Do people decide for themselves?
How do we as individuals get our standards? Part of it is who we were raised as. They come from our parents, their traditions. Part of it is our interpretation of the people we meet and the experiences we have outside of the family organism. So we just pick it up as we go, I guess. I need to make sure it's recording audio. Just need. All right.
Oh, phew. Okay, that was good. Okay, this one's curveball. Question 8. Should a woman have the right to an abortion?
Do I think a woman should have the right to an abortion? I believe they have the right to choose to have. Yeah. Only because. All right. I'm gonna restate the question. So, a woman should have the right to an abortion because the government does not have the right to tell them not to. Ethically, I don't believe it's appropriate, but I don't believe they should be restricted from doing so.
Like politically?
Yeah, from a lawful sense,
But
you know
ethically, you think no?
Yeah, I think no. But to have the government say you can't do that is to combine the church and the state, you know, because this is a moral issue.
But murder is already
But
illegal.
it's not defined as murder in some cases. That's the issue that we have, because some people see it as murder and others say it's a unformed life
So
form
you
and
see
all
it
that.
as the same type of
I
murder.
see it as a potential existence, and therefore that's a human, you can't kill it. But the argument is it's not, and therefore it's ethics. And so we separated church and state a long time ago. That's not in our jurisdiction as a government to do so.
Okay,
So yes and no, I guess. Like,
I get it. Politically, yes.
Yeah, ethically, no. Definitely.
Last question. How do you get to heaven? Doesn't sound
How do
like
I get
we
to
talked
heaven?
about.
That's
Yeah.
assuming you think you believe in
Yeah.
heaven.
Well, because you said that you.
All I have to do is accept Jesus Christ. All right. How do I get to heaven? There are certain things in this world that I found to be joyful. And joy is not satisfaction, because satisfaction is insatiable and you always want more of it. And it's not fulfilling as joy is. Joy is something I feel like you can tap into at any time, and that can motivate your life. So it's the closest thing to God that I can feel. So to have joy, men are that they had joy or something. Is that Bible? God made men that they might have joy?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Go with it.
But that's why. God made men to have joy. So, to get to heaven, you have to do joyful things. And joyful things entail the moral absolutes, as you mentioned. So don't kill people. Help others to have joy, and you do that through service. Yeah. I mean, if you love your God, you're going to treat your fellow men the same way you treat him and yourself, as long as you're not self-inflicting. So, that was a little inside joke with, yeah, all right. Yeah, so do good things, and don't be cocky about it. That's the important thing. You got to do them because it makes you happy. The underlying thing can't be, ooh, I'm being a good person, look at me. It has to be above that, saying, I get joy out of being a good person. So,
Thank you, Austin.
you're welcome, Amy.